Welcome back, faithful, to the Lucky Die. Previously, Balance talks trust with Demi, Rhal'Jakk finds thin leads with Bogrim, and Zaltanna gets more acquainted with her new friend. The nature of Demi's aura is better explored as Balance asks about the necklace that he found in the mine. And with Bogrim opening up about Ama, Rhal'Jakk has a couple of leads, although thin, that he can pursue. What information does Demi's brother have? Will they find what they are looking for in Vanlas? And what effect will result from placing the shield on the armor stand? I guess we're about to find out. Welcome back to the Lucky Die. The last that we saw you guys were enjoying a family-friendly meal at the monastery. Kaeden takes Taylor to bed when she eventually falls asleep, her head on the table as the adults are talking, and she's mid-flow and eventually just nods off. You see him very tenderly pick her up and take her back to their place and says that he will see you in the morning, that Demi has told him and filled him in on what was going on, and that he will meet you down in the temple. What do you guys want to do now?
No Bogrim?
Bogrim hasn't showed up, no.
Okay.
And no Kaethia either, huh?
Kaethia has made arrangements to meet you later.
Kinky.
Well, I invited her to dinner too, so.
Yeah, how romantic. Come spend time with me and my friends. Smooth. However, you are free to pursue whatever you wish to pursue right now. Unless you want to bypass to the morning.
I want to bypass to the morning.
I don't.
No, I got shit to do.
I ain't got nothing.
Okay, well,
Although I guess I'd like to see Bogrim.
you can go down and see Bogrim.
Sure, I'll. That's what I'll do.
Okay. What are you two gents doing?
Rhal'Jakk, how would you like to take a swing by your apartment? See if maybe we can get another reading.
I was going to do that anyway.
Zaltanna, would you like to go with them? I assume you guys are talking about what you're about to do before you all head off in your separate directions.
Yeah.
Zaltanna will go with them to the house.
Okay. So you all finish your drinks, you finish your food, and you make your way towards Rhal'Jakk and Ama's apartment.
I'm riding my wolf.
Yeah, your wolf comes along, kind of half picks you up and carries you to Rhal'Jakk and Ama's apartment. What are you doing with your wolf when you get there?
Oh, I'm trying to bring her inside.
The apartment is big enough. Sure, why not? You ride the wolf inside because you're shorter for being a dwarf. You can make it through. The room is pretty much exactly as you guys left it before. Nothing has been disturbed. Nothing has been changed.
All right. Balance is going to set up shop in the center of the room. He's going to sit down in his meditative pose. He is going to have knowledge resting on his lap.
Okay.
I'm attuned to it, right?
You are.
So, like, my intelligence is actually up right now, right?
Yes.
Okay, that might help a lot, actually, then. All right. So Balance is going to sit down, have knowledge resting on his lap, and he's going to look over to Rhal'Jakk. Rhal'Jakk, I want to try something. I'm trying to figure out different ways of using my power and seeing what works and what doesn't. Sit across from me, cross-legged like I am.
Okay.
You know, like the meditative position that I showed you before.
I remember.
All right, and then once Rhaal is sitting across from him, because Rhaal is so closely tied with Ama, in Balance's mind, he's going to reach out and grab Rhal's hands and try to use that as a link, if that makes sense. Because Rhaal is tied to Ama and we're looking for Ama's psionic energies in the room and this is Rhal's apartment, I know it's listen, there's a murder wall in my mind.
Okay. I will allow you to do that, but I'm also going to be honest, it may not work the way you think it will.
Oh, because it would be more tied to Rhaal than to what I'm trying to find.
Correct.
That's fair. All right, then I'm just going to have Rhaal sitting in front of me because why not?
I will say that if you are focusing on Rhaal, the vision will be focused on Rhaal.
Well, I'm trying to find the murder, not...
If you are looking for something focused on Ama, having him nearby will help. I guess since you're looking for like vibrations and energies, it will help you tie yourself a little bit easier to it. That's all I'm going to say.
That's fine.
Go for it.
All right. So again, trying to focus in, I'm going to spend, because I only have 8 psi points left, so I'm just going to use all 8.
Okay. Which is 1 over the normal?
The normal would be 5, so it's 3 over.
Ah, okay. Okay. This could be interesting. Go for it.
All right. And then this is with a +5 because of knowledge. And I'm using like knowledge as like a focal point for my brain powers. All right, I'm not looking because this is going to hurt.
Is it bad?
It's bad. That's an 11.
It was.
Oh my God. Why does Roll20 hate you?
Because
That was pretty
Volanda
bad.
hates me.
I don't hate you. I hate
genuinely-
your class. No, I'm joking.
What did you do to Roll20?
Nothing.
Because you are using roll to tether yourself to Ama, you may roll again.
Hooray. Fuck my life. It's a 14.
What's your DC?
18.
Yikes.
Rhal'Jakk.
Kill me,
I'm
my
gonna
head explodes.
give you an opportunity to help him. How do you think that you could help him?
Would it be helpful if there were some of her things around? There are plenty of her things. We could... she has clothes. Some of them were missing, I think, but there's some clothes here.
I'm meditating, so I only hear half of this, but Balance probably just nods.
Okay. You go to the drawers. You grab a few of her things. You lay them around, lay them down. And you settle back down on the floor.
Wait, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Balance, do you remember what she was wearing in the other visions? Maybe that could help.
Do I?
Yes.
Would Rhaal know of like a favorite piece of clothes or something that she
Actually, to be fair, you saw that vision too, didn't you?
had? I think I've seen all of the visions.
Yeah.
Because each
so you
time
would
is
know
not
what she's
great.
wearing. If you were looking for example, I think the most recent vision you had of her was the book.
Mm-hmm.
So in that vision, let's say that, yeah, you would know that she was wearing some sort of like very light summer type dress. Let's say like a lightish green color. And you go to the various drawers and you find that light green dress.
Here, you are familiar with this, yes?
Balance just half nods, still focusing in.
I'm going to like drape it over his hands that are in front of him.
Okay.
And sit back down.
Okay, as you feel this cloth and touch your skin, and you feel like your knuckles resting on the shield, and you feel Rhal'Jakk, you get a very small glimpse into what happened. You feel excruciating pain. What you see before you is you see the bed as it was. It's not made, because why would it be? You see a old human man laying there, already dead. Chest caved in, blood everywhere. and you hear, "What? I don't..." And you feel a smack between your shoulder blades, just kind of at the base of the nape of the neck, and you fall to the ground. And that sharp pain brings you back to reality. All 4 of you see this.
Holy shit.
Was the person on the bed Grisham?
You don't know?
Okay.
Rhal'Jakk would know. Rhal'Jakk would know, yes.
Raul would
just
know,
passed
but
the
he just
fuck
passed out because he rolled a 1 on a con save.
This is why we brought Zaltanna along.
Holy
As you
fuck.
guys come back to, you see Rhal'Jakk passed out on the ground. There is a lot of blood pouring from his nose.
Zaltanna,
And
I'm spent. Please help.
Zaltanna's gonna go over and cradle Raul's head in her lap and put her hands on either side of his head and do say 5 lay on hands.
Don't worry, Raul. I'll give you all my healing.
I'll give him more if he needs it. I just don't.
He
Did he actually lose?
doesn't know.
I
He
know.
just passed out.
I know.
You...
In that case, she's going to go over to the. Is there a place with running water in this apartment?
I'm gonna probably say no.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna. Then
But
she's just.
I will also point out you do have the inverted commas medicine that will help to bring him round.
Oh right. I do. You're right. I'm gonna go over and use the smelling salts on him.
It takes a long time. His breathing is very ragged. He's very much not the calm, controlled Rhal'Jakk that you know him to be. And eventually, after some time, you see his nose twitch and he blinks back into consciousness.
Also, yeah, she does have him in her lap. So you wake up and
Yeah.
you're in Zaltanna's lap. Well, your head is at least because she's very tiny.
Hi.
You okay?
Can I opt out of that question?
Yeah, you can. Do you want to go?
No. I have more to do here. You guys can go.
No. Raul, we are friends.
I know. It just might be a while. Bogram mentioned an object. So Emma was in trouble for some reason, and there was an object she hid with Grisham for a short time. I'm just gonna try to find it. I don't know what it is, but
We'll help.
Balance is currently sitting cross-legged, thumping his head with the shield. Not hard thumping, just like a very aggravated, like, why can't I do anything right thump?
Zaltanna gently gets up from Raul, goes over to Balance, grabs the shield, yanks it away from him, throws it on the floor, and just gives him a hug.
Aw.
You're doing okay. Don't be so hard on yourself.
This is that awkward thing you were talking about.
Yes. This is the awkward thing I was talking about. I should have asked. I'm sorry.
Well, it's a good perspective for me.
She lets go of you and steps back awkwardly.
Rhal'Jakk, what are you up to?
Raul has gotten up and he's just basically turning the whole apartment upside down. He is kicking walls for hollow places. He is tapping on the ceiling and stomping on the ground and flipping through the pile of old stuff that they had, basically just trying to find anything at all.
Take an investigation for me, please.
Can I aid him?
Yes, you can therefore do it at advantage. The other two don't really know what they're looking for. I mean, you don't really know what you're looking for either,
Right.
but go for it.
13.
Look for finger holes, Raul. Look for places where you can store things.
You don't find anything you didn't before. You know that Ama had other hidey holes in here. She would sometimes make things appear almost out of midair, just reaching back and grabbing stuff, but you can't find any of those. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he stops after a while.
I'll look also.
You assisted him.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
You two were both assisting him. I'm sorry. Because you two, neither of you know what you're really looking
Then
for.
can I retroactively give him guidance? I didn't realize I was assisting him already.
Do you know what? I did say both of you, but do you know what? That is so cheeky. Do it, fine. I think you get to add a D4.
Oh, not guide. Wait. Oh, shit,
Yes.
I don't have guidance. I thought I had
Hashtag bless?
guidance. I have bless. Yes.
#bless. Okay, roll a D4. This might make a difference.
Oh, I needed that.
Casey, don't say anything. She's letting it go. Just do it.
I'm letting it go. Yeah, don't say a word. I'm letting it go.
I'm not
Plus
saying
2,
anything.
so 15.
Did it help?
Yes.
Yay! I did a help.
You... Shh. You stand where Ama's chair normally is, where she sat at the head of the table just to have all her notes. And you look around, you look left, you look right and you see the bowl where she used to drop her papers and set fire to them. You see this bowl is still there. There's nothing in it now. But as you look down at it, you notice that the wall next to it is slightly different, not quite right. So you have a look and you investigate. You put your hands there, you feel an edge which is almost invisible to the eye, and you pull a section of the wall. And as you do, it pulls out as if it's done this often. You can actually, now you think about it, the track marks are in where the floorboards meet one another, very cleverly put together. And inside, you find a series of stamps. You know, however, that one of them is missing. The stamp that is missing has 3 stars and a moon. This is important because this is the one that Ama stole in your backstory.
The one from Falsom?
Yes.
Okay.
You've seen almost all the stamps that she's ever used. In fact, she was fairly open with you about it. The only one that you can identify that's missing from your memory is that one.
Okay. Yeah, that was pretty much what we're always scared of. I don't know if you want me to make another con save or not.
I think you should. Because I think you want to, and I think you should.
Well, I don't like milk for these, but like
I know. I'm sorry. Harsh. I'm so sorry. But yes.
Oh, no, it's
yes,
fine.
You should.
It's 13.
You drop to the floor. Blood pours from your nose, but you are not unconscious on this occasion. You kind of knew that this was coming anyway.
Balin stands behind Rawl and looks in the hidey hole.
The hidey hole just has 3 stamps in there. There's clearly room for another one, but that's what you see.
Do I recognize any of them?
I'm going to go with no because I can't think of any reason that you would.
Political. Depending.
Gonna go with no because I don't think Falsum would have been a thing that would exactly be on the radar.
Well, like none of the. All right, so like none of them are like my families or the Dusks or anything. Okay.
No, it's nothing that I don't think you would like recognize. You would go, oh, this belongs to the noble of this house, or yada yada. This belongs to dwarves or else.
Okay.
There's nothing like that. I don't think.
Wait, like they're like seal stamps?
Yeah.
Okay,
Like
I thought
for
they were
wax
like
seals?
postage stamps.
What?
I got really confused. I was like, why
Did
is
you miss
Ama
my mailbag
hiding-
episode earlier? There was no stamping.
I just got confused. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. That's a good honest mistake. No, and to be fair, other people may have thought the same. It's not a stupid jump to have made. No, they are like the wax seal stamp things.
I was like, why is Ama hiding postage stamps?
Is she a secret nerd?
Is she a postie secretly?
No, she's not. No.
She's a philatelist.
Oh my god.
That's what that's called.
All right, back in character.
Yeah.
So Rawl can't really do much right now, right?
You are able to move around, walk and talk. It's just, it kind of winded you a little bit.
You all right, Rawl?
Yeah, he like rubs his nose and tries to hide. Like, I know that you've already like seen the damn things, but he's clearly like scampering around, like he's trying to cover up the obvious thing that you're saying.
What is it?
Balance is going to put a hand on Rhal's shoulder. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Thank you. Where did you pick them up?
I didn't touch them. I didn't want to touch them if you didn't want them.
Rhal.
Don't worry about those. Do you have your aura sight active?
Always.
He is pretty defensive. We can just go.
Are you sure?
I don't know if much else here can be found. That is not the object, though. I know that.
Rhal. Balance going to turn Rhal towards him. Hands on his shoulders, Rhal.
He's like avoiding eye contact. Balance.
Just remember we're friends. And we're here for you. Whatever it is that you don't feel comfortable talking about right now. When you're ready, we're here. Balance lets go and holds out one hand for fist bump.
Aww.
His aura is super guilty now.
Aww.
And he like kind of timidly fist bumps and smiles back at you.
On that ridiculously cute image,
We end the night.
we end the night. The next morning, you kind of all get woken up to a hurricane and a flurry of Demi just strolling in. Those of you who are sleeping or meditating in the front room, you just hear bam as Demi just like throws open the door, and Kaethia is next to her carrying, a shoulder bag and carrying Demi's bag as well. And they both look like they've been awake for a while, and Demi is just glowing. She looks ridiculously excited. And she just like storms in, like, okay, well, I waited absolutely as long as I can. The sun is up now. The sun is up. I was told to wait a little till sun up. The sun is up. I want to go play with the shield. Come on, please, 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 please. We have to go put the shield in. I need to know what happens. I have to know.
Oh, okay. All right, we're going.
Can I put on some clothes first?
Yes, you can. Clothing, armor, get all your shit together. As soon as we are done here, as soon as you're done with we are done with the shield, I have to know what's going on. I need to know the specifics of what this thing is, and then I can work out the rest of it. Then we, my friends, we are off to Vanlas. Vanlas, the capital of the Dawn. I've been there a few times. My brother lives there, and that's why we're going there. He has a lead on maybe an item.
We are
possibly
in Vanlas?
Yes. See, I don't know if you know it, but the lodge. Oh my God, I did not tell you about my brother, did I? My brother's name is Damas. He is the leader of the lodge. And he has a lead, he has something, and he said that there's something very important that we need to do for him, or I need to do for him, or we need to do for him. Either way, I need to go there. There are so many things that need to be done. Are you dressed yet?
Yeah, Zaltanna walks out of the room that she'd been sharing with Kaethia before Kaethia moved in with Demi, and Karuna is trailing behind her.
You have a wolf. That is so cool. Okay, I take back everything. Being like a god magic, that is unbelievably cool. What is her name?
Karuna.
Oh, so pretty. And you see her run over and give Karuna a big hug, but Karuna's like, grrr. She immediately raises her heckles.
No, Karuna, it's okay. Friend.
Karuna looks up at you with her big eyes and just blinks, and then slowly and tentatively relaxes.
Karuna,
okay, I can't wait anymore. We have to go.
Zaltanna just turns to the wolf and she goes, Karuna, everyone in this room is a friend and they are okay.
Karuna looks around. You see her sniffing the air, and she just goes back to her patient stance.
Balance does that tentatively slow, like, fist out towards the dog in like a hear, get a smell thing when you meet a new dog,
Oh, yeah. Karuna like rubs her nose against your hand and then licks it.
God, never mind. I accept her.
I'm going to give my puppy a scratch behind the ear.
I will scratch the other ear.
That's adorable. Okay.
Balance used to love playing with his father's hounds.
Aww. Okay. The group of you make your way to the Witches' Society. They're down in the same room that you teleported into. You see Ven, the rather bored-looking guy who's normally on the desk.
Oh, God.
And you see him just like roll his eyes as all of you bundle into this room, Kaeden included. Okay, so I've been demoted. Demi's like, no, you haven't been demoted. You've been promoted to Elevator Man. And he's like, sure. And you see him wave his hands together. His eyes turn green. You see that green magic appear around his hands. And with a whoosh, everyone is teleported down into a room. The room that you recognize as the bunk room. And as you land, you smell kind of a bit like melting rock. As you see below you, a sudden pattern of green runes. Not quite permanent teleportation runes, but whoosh, we're here. And you see him kind of like rub his nose a bit and, all right, see you later. And you see him just go now sit on a bed, kick his legs up, put hands behind his head. Okay, please, can you do this now?
All right, we're going. Can we not look in the mirror when we go in the room, though?
Oh, no, don't worry about it. Now that you've seen in the mirror. Oh, Kaeden, you probably shouldn't look in the mirror.
Oh, yeah, oh, God, do we have, like, something we can cover it with?
Well, how about only the people who've seen the mirror go into the mirror room? We don't risk it, like, at all.
I could put my jacket over it.
No, Rhal'Jakk, stop. Don't get naked. We'll be fine.
I'm not naked.
He's got the leg wraps.
I think, okay, let's not do that. How about we don't take clothing from each other and put it over the mirror? How about they just stay outside the room?
Yeah.
I mean, we have bed sheets here.
We do.
We could just use one of those.
We could.
Demi, go. You and I can run in and put the bed sheets on it.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Let's go. And you see her like just basically run off to the nearest bed, grab the bottom of the sheet and just like wrench it out in one.
It's the one Ven was on. Ven just goes flying.
No, she's a magician. Ven just stays exactly where he was. like on a table. You just hear whoosh. She pulls the sheet and she goes running into where you know the mirror room is.
Right.
Zaltanna goes and does the same thing.
Okay.
We'll go say hi to Guardian after.
We need one more sheet.
Between the two of you, the sheets are large enough to basically cover the mirror. It's not a great job, but it will do the job for now. And you see before you, as you guys go into this room, mirror covered, that the armor stand is basically back in the center of the room. Balance.
Hi.
As soon as you walk into the room, you feel a tug. You feel a tug on the shield as if it's being drawn itself to the armor stand.
Balance is going to wait just a moment, make sure everyone's in the room.
Are you guys letting Kaeden and Kythea into the room?
Yes, now that it's covered with sheets.
Okay. Everyone is now in this room one way or another. It's a bit tight in here with all these grown adults.
And
I'm
wolf.
sorry, there is no room for the wolf.
No.
Sorry, the wolf will have to sit outside. And she does. She just like basically like sits down and puts her head on her paws, just looking up and waiting, just ears pricked, waiting and looking at you.
Oh.
You feel a pull and a tug on the shield.
Balance is going to just in his mind say, are you ready? See what happens?
I am ready. Please.
Then let's do this. Balance steps forward and he puts the shield on the armor stand.
As you step forward, the pull on the shield is exceptionally intense. You feel the bindings around your arm become loose, and the shield pulls itself away from your arm. It floats in the air, and you see it very slowly spin as if it's trying to orientate itself. And with a snap, it attaches itself to the armor stand. And as it does so, this bright blue light emits from the stand. The light is also so bright, it reflects off of the mirror to a degree, but it's more dappled than it would have been if you hadn't have covered the mirror. All of you feel something shift in your brain.
The fuck?
Everyone in the room. You feel something shift, you feel something change, and you all momentarily stop breathing as you receive a very small vision. As you see darkness, as you see one of these bright white lights, of which one of you knows there are 7, fly back and hover, and then it disappears. All of your intellect has been increased by 1.
Oh, shit.
Wowee.
That's awesome.
As this blue light fades down, as your vision returns back to normal after seeing the darkness and the light, you see that the shield has almost melted onto this armor stand. As you see that it takes position of what would be the left arm.
So, that is it? That wasn't bad.
Oh, that felt pretty pleasant.
Well, I didn't know if it was going to be a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, I just didn't know. I hoped that it wasn't a bad thing. I was pretty sure it wasn't a bad thing, but I knew it would affect everyone who stood in the room.
There has been a track record of bad things.
That is very true.
I was willing to take that risk for a friend.
And in your brain you hear, "Thank you." And then Demi says, "Oh my god, that was incredible! That was so cool! Oh my god, did you all suddenly see that vision of the dark thing and the light thing? Oh my gosh, this brings so many things into focus. Oh, this is so good if we get the rest of them. Think how powerful it would be if we got the rest of them all together. I mean, obviously we're going to bring back your friend, the great hero, who will hopefully be able to stop this apocalypse, but still, think of all the things we could do with this knowledge. I feel smarter." Do the rest of you feel smarter? I feel smarter.
I feel smart, I guess.
I can learn so much. But to Vanless. We are going to Vanless, and we are going to go now. It'll be good. Do you have everything you need? I mean, it's a bit late if you don't, but I really hope you have everything you need.
Yeah.
I think we're all pretty much set.
Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, this is so cool. And you are going to flip your lid when you see Vanless. I assume none of you been to Vanless before? Have you been to Vanless? Vanless is pretty. I mean, it is in the middle of the dawn and you guys are kind of convicted criminals, but that's not the point. We're going to lay that under key.
We should not mention all that.
Right. Speaking of which, do you have any way of perhaps disguising me?
You?
Oh, shit, yeah.
It occurs to me that me being me, going into the capital of the dawn might not be the safest course of action.
I do? Yes. Well, yes, I do. But we...
Use minor illusion to give him a mustache.
Oh, no, I could do that myself then. The problem is...
then you're all
you
set.
see,
We don't need to do that.
No. See, because I'm an elf, we don't grow facial hair. That
Weird.
half elves do, but not full elves.
Well, just pretend you're a half elf.
I mean, why? I mean, why do you think you need to hide yourself? Nobody knows who you are. Everyone thinks you're dead.
I've already been recognized by somebody once. I don't fancy having that happen again in enemy territory.
Yeah, it's true. My friend Elise recognized him, despite thinking he was dead.
I mean, I cut my hair, but that doesn't seem to help very much.
Maybe you could dye it.
Oh my god, yeah.
We could get rid of your tattoo for a minute.
Give him a tattoo.
No, I mean get rid of the
get
obvious
rid of his
one.
tattoo. Right. I always forget about that. And she points to his forehead.
I mean, you could. It's up to you.
I think that would be the easiest solution.
Getting rid of the tattoo or dyeing my hair?
No, just the simpler things like that, you know?
Yeah, you'd be surprised how easy it is to disguise yourself. people are stupid.
Also, this is the dawn. Mostly
Right.
humans, halflings,
Right.
that sort of thing.
I'm not going to burn it off of you or anything, but
No.
that would be bad, probably.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking humans and halflings, you've been in prison for like 50 odd years, yes? So I'm not entirely sure that they would recognize you, even if they could recognize you. Also, I mean, dyeing your hair is a very easy thing. I mean, we could just stick some blood. Let's not do blood. That's terrible.
No, please don't do that.
We can grab some very dark mud and then just like blend it in. I mean,
Ash.
I think
I'm sorry?
Ash. Use ash charcoal to dye your hair.
you see Kaethia like very nervously put her hand up, and she says, "I know ways of dyeing hair that's pretty safe and easy."
I'm going to go with her, yeah.
What color do you want it?
Oh, God.
I mean, you have white hair, so it'll take any dye that you want.
Go darker.
Oh, God, I've never had to do this before.
Go black.
Yeah, I suppose.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
It won't take me long to do something. I might even have something in here. Hang on. And you
Balance
see her,
is having
go to
like
her
a
bag.
personal crisis, and he turns to the Kaethia. He's like, "Will I look all right? Is black a good color for me?"
Black is fine.
Yeah. Rhal'Jakk.
She
I've
pulls
never had
out.
to do this.
She pulls out a small bottle. And there is a interesting little scene where, you know, the rest of you fan out as a Kaethia like takes you into the kind of the bunk room and like basically puts this lotion into your hair, and a few moments later you kind of like see her like wave her hands and you feel the lotion just disappear off of your hair. She takes you towards she pulls out a small hand mirror, and your hair is somewhat darker than it was before. But it's not black, it's more a very, very, very dark brown.
Look in the mirror. I pull down the sheets.
No,
I'm kidding.
No.
Joke.
No.
Please don't do that to Kaethia. She's so sweet.
God, don't do that.
Or to Kaeden.
Was a Kaeden, yeah.
Oh God, Caden's already been through so much.
Oh, is Kaeden coming with us?
I would see why not.
Kaeden is... When you speak to Kaeden, when you let them go off and do their thing, the pair of you notice that Kaeden isn't carrying any bags. He's not... Doesn't appear to be having anything.
Yeah, on their way back through that hallway, Rawl will stop and he kind of looks at that chair for a moment.
Uh-huh.
Just gets a little sidetracked and then moves on.
You feel a tug. You feel a pull towards that chair. It's not overwhelming,
Really?
but as you see it, I mean, it could be overwhelming. This is entirely up to you, but there's not a magical effect.
No, I just wasn't expecting a response from the chair.
I mean, if you think he feels a massive pull, he's feeling a magical pull, but it is one that he can overcome. It's not one I'm going to make you roll for. It's just you feel it. And as you look at the chair, you see your friend standing there, just behind it. And as you look at him, the world kind of goes a little bit sepia toned. You feel that familiar pull through, like you did the first time. And then in a blink, it's gone. So is he. Okay, back to Zaltanna.
Kaeden.
Yeah?
Why don't you have any bags?
I haven't really decided if I'm coming with you on this one. I mean, you have Kaethia with you and Demi.
Right.
I
Yeah.
just
And you've been away from Talus for a long time. I think you should stay.
I nearly lost my sight.
Yeah.
The only things I could see were you three.
And that must have been terrifying, especially considering who we are. She gives you a small smile.
He smiles back. I don't want to... this is hard. I know that if I stay, I won't be able to help. And the point of me doing this was so I could help stop this for my daughter. But at the same time, I don't want to leave her without a parent.
That's fine. You went through a lot with us on the last one. You can sit this one out.
Yeah. You have a responsibility to your kid, and we get that.
I will just decide before you go whether I am on or not. Even if I don't know. I'm lost. He sort of like gives you half a smile.
You should stay.
Yeah, stay.
Keep an eye on Bogrim for me.
I'll try.
On the real note, probably just low key do that.
We'll see. And with that, after the weird dying scene happens, you all get teleported back up to the Witcher Society. You are in the teleportation room. And Kaeden says he'll be a moment. And about 5-10 minutes later, he comes back. In his hands, there is a backpack, and holding his other hand is Talus. We're gonna come with you. She didn't want you to go without us. She wanted to help. So we're gonna stay nearby in case you need anything. I have means of getting hold of Lindren if we do. I have a feeling
back in the room at this point.
Yes, all of you are together.
Kaeden.
We
Alan's
won't
shaking his head.
We won't be with you, but we will be nearby. I have a feeling, and he looks at Zaltanna. Vanless is not your final stop, and I can't not be nearby.
Kaeden. Zaltanna pulls Kaeden aside.
Talus goes and kind of like begins to talk to Demi, who basically just kneels down and just like starts like doing little magic tricks with her. Well, what?
I'm planning to go to Chatvok once we're done with whatever we're doing in Vanless. But I don't think you and Talus should be there, because what I might have to do.
Zaltanna,
I don't want to put that on you.
If my Rose was alive, I would do the same. And she was a fighter, and so is she. And he looks over at his daughter.
I don't want to put that on Talus.
She's not gonna be fighting with us. But I can't not stop this apocalypse with you. I can't. If I could have helped.
Kaeden,
if I could have helped and I wasn't there and the world ends, it makes me a shit father.
You don't understand, Kaeden, because you're a good person. And you know what? Rhal'Jakk and Balance are good people too, and I don't want them there when I have to do this either, except for the Balance promise that he'd help me get information. And she's crying, like a little bit, because it's been 2 episodes and she hasn't cried yet. So
cry closer.
And she's like, I don't want Rhal'Jakk there when I have to do this either, or Balance, but they're good people. They're better than me. But you're better than all of us. Like, they've done shit. The only thing you've really done, Kaeden, was it was a hard decision on your part, and it saved a life. You are a fundamentally better person than all of us, and I don't think you understand the things I'm going to have to do are going to weigh heavily on your soul if you have to be there for them. And I want you to understand that before you make the decision to come to Chatvok with me. Because I met my friend Elise recently, and it was even hard for me to kind of look her in the eye. have to. I know that Balance and Rawl probably think I'm heartless, and you probably think I'm heartless too, but I'm not. I was caught up in my vengeance. I got lost, and there is a part of me that this weighs heavily on, but I'm past that point, and I don't want to put you there.
He puts a hand on your shoulder and then pulls you into a hug. And
She allows it.
And he says, You have done things. We all have. And he kind of lets you go and looks you square in the eye. If something happens to me, she has no one. And the strongest, best chance she has is with Demi and Kythea and you three. So she has to be near that, and I have to stop this too. And yes, you have to do things. And I'm not going to like them. But I think we have to do things to stop this that's not going to be good for anyone. For family's all we got.
I wouldn't know.
He puts his hand on your shoulder. Well, you have that little girl's heart, and he points at her. So were we good to go? He says loudly.
While they went to talk, Rawl would have leaned over to Balance and whispered, Balance, that is not good. I am going to have a bad time in Vanless. There is something there. Someone there.
Who?
The vision that you saw with the kid.
Right.
That I killed. His father was there. He watched it. Lost a big bet. I am a walking target down there. And that is fine for me. But they can't be seen. I can't. What if they are taken? What if whoever killed Ama, they did it because they didn't want to fight me. To put me away. They could do the same again, Balance.
I think it'll be different this time around. I'm not a fan of the situation either. But I think we can handle it this time. Before it was just you and Ama, and then Bogrim. But now look at us. You've got a psychic, a paladin, a fighter, a small child.
Balance. What I have
a
now.
tiefling and a sorcerer.
And a giant wolf.
And a giant wolf.
That is what you see. What I see is a bunch of friends that could also be hurt again because of me. I don't want that to happen again, Balance.
I understand your trepidation. But it's a matter of perspective. I agree. I see friends before me as well. But in my mind, if I were to die, if we were to face uncanny odds, I think I would rather it at least be alongside a bunch of friends.
And then you hear Kaeden's voice rise. So we're ready to go then?
Rhal'Jakk, are we ready to go?
I am ready, but Kaeden, I don't think it's good.
I agree with Rawl.
It's. He looks down at Talus and she says, "It's the apocalypse. I'm not silly. I know what it means.
It's not
And
that.
and I want to fight with you. I mean, I don't want to fight big scary monsters, but I can help. Besides, Daddy'd be very sad if he didn't go. So we're gonna go, and I get to see the dawn, and it's gonna be really pretty."
I am excited to see it too.
She walks over to you and she puts her little hand in yours and she looks up at you and she puts her hand out to Zaltanna.
Who is still crying, by the way.
Do you take her hand?
Yeah. And she wipes off, and she uses her other arm to like wipe her tears away. Well, so you want to sit on my wolf, little one?
And she kind of like leans into you. It's like, maybe when Daddy's not looking, he said it could be very scary and very dangerous. I don't really want to.
Oh, Karuna's not dangerous, except to my enemies, probably.
So cool. And you guys see Kaeden picking up a couple of bags, put one on his shoulder and taking Taylor's bag. You see Demi picking up her own bag and putting it on her shoulders. Kaethir doing the same. And they reach out with hands, grab everyone's. Kaethir makes sure that she's standing next to Balance. You feel her warm hand into yours. And all of you take hands. You see Ven just like walking out like, sure, leave me behind. Closes the door. And Demi looks around and smiles at you all and says, right, okay, so pretty much like before when we did that bonding ritual, this is going to be like 10 times worse. Is anybody wearing any metal? Oh no, I'm completely fucking with you. This spell is totally harmless. And with that, you see her like float half an inch off the ground. You see the runes on the floor begin to slowly activate one by one. And you see this calm stillness all over everything that Demi does, that nervous energy from moving around, just completely quieted and stilled. And as the magic begins to flow from the runes up in her body, and you can see her runes on her own body glowing, they reach out to the people holding hands with her, and you all feel it as you all get lifted very slowly into the air, inch, maybe 2 inches. And then you feel a tug on the back of your navel, and you find yourselves in another room, in another part of the continent.
Oh, I thought we were walking.
So I kind of forgot to mention it, but this is very important.
Sure.
Balance at some point during the downtime would have hidden the 2 necklaces in the, probably in the meditation room.
Okay.
And
Okay.
he probably would have, like tried to make sure it was hidden somewhere there.
Okay. You guys find yourselves in another room. It's almost as if that pole in the back of your navel, as soon as you feel that, your feet then suddenly touch solid earth. And you are in a very different room. This room has particularly large stones. You can see that there is natural light streaming in through a window. And everything around you is somewhat colder. You've moved away from that kind of desert route, and it's a lot more chilly here. You don't quite understand how Demi is standing here with no shoes on. But as soon as she lands, she smiles and she says, okay, do you want to meet my brother?
Oh, it is cold here. Did we go north?
No, we went south. We went much, much further south. But there's a mountain all around, and we're kind of like a little bit high up. Sometimes snow outside. Hopefully there's snow outside. Actually, I don't know what season it is. Actually, of course I know what season it is. I'm a magic user. I do stuff with this. No, it's not going to be snowing here, which makes me very sad. This place is so beautiful when it's snowing. But we're in the lodge. Welcome to the headquarters of the lodge.
Oh.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, I thought it'd be a lot quicker just to teleport here. I mean, I don't know exactly where this thing is, but he knows where it is. Well, he thinks he knows where it is. Well, he has a lead on it. At least that's what he said. And I assume that there are going to be relics all over the place. And rather than spending like a month walking, I thought, hey, we could just pop us here and then we'll go from here. So I've told my brother I'm making this my new base of operations for a couple of days while we try and figure things out. I mean, he'll probably have news for you straight away. I mean, he told me last night he had news for you straight away, that he had things for you to work straight on. So there's no rest for the wicked or, the condemned.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
If something happens, you guys don't know me. Okay?
Oh, you mean Rhal'Jakk? He my best friend in the whole... Yeah, Rhal'Jakk, you... No,
I said
Balance.
if something happens, don't be smart. You know this is dangerous.
Taylor looks up at you and tugs on your hand. She's like, I can pretend I don't know you.
Good. Just in case.
And she gives you a smile. But make sure you're not going to get into trouble, because getting into trouble is bad.
We'll be fine.
And I'll have to find out why you're wrong. So, or why you're in trouble, because that's what I'm going to do now.
I am going to try.
Okay. And she runs over to her dad and he picks her up, and you can see he's kind of carrying all these bags, but he's also managing to hold on to her as well. As Demi leads the way out of the room. She takes you along a couple of corridors. They have large open windows here, and you can look out onto a kind of like a marshalling yard where they are practicing with sword. And you can see that there are a lot of humans here. There are a couple of half-orcs in the mix. There are more than a fair share of halflings. And they always seem to be sparring and practicing. They are going through the movements of the teacher at the front, who is a particularly large half-orc. As you kind of like get taken out into this marshalling yard, you get a better look at this half-orc in charge. He stands over 6 foot tall. You can see that even from behind, he is covered in a multitude of scars from sword, from fire, from, you would assume, possibly some sort of ritual. Because of the very precise nature of some of these cuts, they kind of form patterns and lines. You notice that he is also covered in some magical runes. And he is fighting currently shirtless. You can see the kind of like sweat glistening off of him. You see that he has a mass of dark hair. And he is leading them through. You hear his voice very loud proclaiming across the courtyard for everyone to hear. And you see Demi go right up to him, all of her 5'4" versus his 6 foot something. And she kind of taps him on the shoulder and you see him turn around. It's not very easy to tell that they are related, but you can see that there are 3 bone piercings on the same eyebrow that Demi has. You can see that he also has a nose ring much like her, and his eyes are identical. The thing you also notice, actually Balance, I need you to roll perception for me. You're the only one who could really tell this.
Sure. 11.
Nope. You notice nothing of real note as he bends down and he picks up Demi. And you hear him say,
"Oh, I'm glad to see you all here. Oh, these must be your friends."
And he puts her down. And he turns around and he yells at her,
"Right, rest of you maggots, go take a walk. Practice something. Make sure you eat each other hard. Strong. We need you ready."
And he walks over to you and he looks down at every one of you. And he offers his hand out.
"Right, things you should know. I'm the leader of the lodge. And this one here's my little sister. Or, big sister. Depending on what you're looking at. My name is Damaz of the Bloodhorn. Nice to meet you." "Hello there. It's Damaz of the Bloodhorn here. Voiced by Thirsty. So, thanks for listening. And if you're enjoying these little tales of antics of my sister's friends and you want to help them out, leave them a rating and one of them review things on Apple Podcasts, or wherever it was you found this podcast thing. If you don't want them to get lonely between episodes, how about you follow them on Facebook or that Twitter, TLD Pod. Or maybe you want to have a chat with them over on their Discord server. It's got it all there, fan art, custom emojis, the works. Anyway, duty calls, recruits don't know how to hold a shield. Remember, keep your shield up, Tom preserve you and all that.
The
Spot Network. Imagine what your idea can do.